come on in because we've got the next video for someone who wrote in, a lady who wrote in who needs our advice. If you didn't catch the last video, y'all, please go back and check it out and still offer any words of encouragement for the young lady who sent it in. But I'm going to play this next video that came in. I tell y'all, this reminds me of the story of Love and Basketball. When I first heard this story, I immediately thought of that movie, Love and Basketball. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that movie. It's actually one of my most favorite movies ever. And this story reminded me of Love and Basketball. But she called in. She's got a dilemma on her hands. She's got a decision to make. And she wants some advice. She wants some advice. So all of y'all, take a listen, and offer some advice down in the comments. And then I'll come back and give my advice. I'm hoping I can do another live. I really only can do lives on Sunday. But this Sunday coming up, I have an event to go to. So I don't know if I'll be able to do a live. I don't know. But anyway, we still want to get it going. I don't want to hold her video too much longer because she sent it in a while ago. And but she wanted me to disguise her voice. So y'all, this is some technology here. This is some AI. I had to run her audio tape through an AI program to disguise her voice. So here we go. Here we go. Take a listen and let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I saw your video where it said we can send in questions to get advice. I know you wanted me to send the video, but I'm not comfortable with sending the video, so I'm just going to send this audio instead. But I need some advice. Years ago, many years ago, when I was in undergrad, I met a man who was wonderful. We fell in love. We dated our entire undergrad years, from when I was a sophomore, all the way through to when he was a senior, and he graduated a year before me. I always knew he wanted to go to law school, and I wanted to become a nurse. I ended up having to do an extra year in undergrad to finish up my nursing degree and everything that I needed to do, and he graduated on time and applied to law school. When he applied to law school, he did apply to a local law school in Georgia that he did get into, where I was still an undergrad, but he also applied to his dream school, his dream law school, which was Stanford, way out in California. Well, he got accepted to Stanford Law and the law school in Georgia. He was so happy. I was so happy for him. We were all really happy. But I knew he had a big decision. I still had a year left in college. He asked me, did I think he should go to law school in Georgia and stay with me, or should he go to law school at Stanford, which was his dream school? I knew that Stanford was his dream school. He had talked about it the whole time that we were together. It's all he ever talked about. Our original plan was that we would graduate together, and then if he went to law school, we would both move to California together. But because I had an extra year to do in nursing school, I couldn't move when it came time for him to move. When he asked me, did I want him to still go to California or go to Stanford, I didn't feel good telling him not to chase his dreams that he worked so hard for. I did not want to leave nursing school. I talked to my mom about it at the time, and she told me that if he really loved me, he'd wait for me to finish my last year. I was afraid to lose him if he left to California. I thought just one more year, and then I could move out there with him. Well, within 7 months we were broken up. He cheated on me. He told me he was so lonely, and that he missed me so much, and that he cheated on me. He told me, and I was devastated. I never cheated on him. I would never cheat on him. I was devastated. We broke up and I was so hurt, and we never spoke to each other again. Until this year. Until recently at homecoming. I saw him for the first time in a long, long time. I eventually got married, I had a child, and I was married for 20 years. But 2 years ago, my husband and I got a divorce. This year at homecoming, when I saw him for the first time in over 25 years, I couldn't believe my eyes. I had been going back to homecoming every year because I still live locally for all these years. He never came to any homecoming, but this year he came, and when he saw me, he told me that he came just to find me. He told me that he had gone on to get married too. He now has 3 kids of his own, and he told me that last year he and his wife got a divorce. He said he came to homecoming looking for me, hoping I would be there. We ended up not even going to all the homecoming events, all the things I had planned to do. With friends, I didn't do it. Instead, we ended up just spending all our time together. Eventually, we ended up in his hotel room and he and I had sex. Or should I say, it felt like we were making love. It felt like there was no gap in between the years of college and now. We've spoken on the phone every day since. Recently, he's asked me to move to California. He's asking me to pick up my life, leave my life here, and move to California to be with him. My daughter is in her last year of high school. She graduates this year, and she'll be going off to college. He wants me to move out there with him permanently. I have a good career. I make good money, but he wants me to give it all up. He wants me to sell my house, leave everything, and come out there to be with him. My mom is now elderly, and I wonder about the idea of it all. I can't decide. Do I just leave my life? Do I just leave my mom? Do I just leave? A lot of ways I feel like I'm leaving my daughter because I think my daughter is going to go to school here locally. Do I just leave her to go be with this man across the United States? Do I give up everything? I feel like I have a second shot with a man that I now realize I never ever stopped loving. And he said he never stopped loving me either. What should I do?